Hi everyone, it's Aviation Sean coming back with another airport update. As you can see, the work there's still not done. I will get round to it eventually, so just bear with me for now. So this update is based around 5:30 in the morning. So this is quite a full update. Pretty much every gate on the airport is full, on the main airport anyway, and then there's a few free stands on the other side where the hangar is. So let's get straight into the video. I'm going to start at terminal. Well, we got we kind of got three. 1, 2, 3. But no, in reality, that's meant to be one whole terminal. So we've got 2 terminals to choose from, and I'm going to start with terminal 1. So we'll start with remote stands. There's been a bit more progress with the work over here, and we have a British Airways Cityflyer E190 which will be departing to Palma. Then we have a Tarom 737. I haven't got a good reason why this model's in, I just thought I'd like to put it on the airport. So use your imagination. You can think of a reason why this model will be on the airport. Then yeah, use your imagination guys, because I haven't actually thought of a reason prior to the video. I just thought I'd put it in. So Tarom 737 landed from Bucharest yesterday afternoon. Let's just say yesterday afternoon. Then we have an EasyJet A320, which will be departing to Thessaloniki. An EasyJet A320, which will be departing to Alicante. An EasyJet A320, which will be departing to Gibraltar. A Jet2 737, which will be departing to Corfu. An EasyJet A320neo, which will be departing to Jerez. A Jet2 737, which will be departing to Venice. A British Airways A321 with service to London Heathrow. EasyJet A321neo, which will be departing to I'll send this guy to Heraklion. Jet2 757, which will be departing to Paphos. Jet2 A330 with service to Palma de Mallorca. Jet2 737 with service to Paphos. Lufthansa A321neo with service to Frankfurt. Jet2 737 which will be departing to Kalamata. So yeah, that's the most EasyJet and Jet2s you'll ever see in an update probably. Now, there will be more in future. I've not even got all of the models on the terminal, that's the scary thing. So if we complete all the gates around here, so we could add three more gates on here, then we've got an empty gate there, an empty gate there. Guys, we could fill this just with EasyJet and Jet2. Stick BA and Lufthansa on remote stands. So that's kind of crazy. Let's do a quick lineup. I mean, if people watching this know Manchester, that is pretty accurate as far as Terminal 1 goes. Obviously, British Airways operate from Terminal 3, but I'm operating with a 2-terminal airport, so BA from Terminal 1 in this case. And excuse my cough as well. I just had some ice cream, and it's kind of like, it's kind of clogged my throat up a bit. So I promise I don't have, well, I can't promise I don't have coronavirus, but I don't think I have, because this cough has only come on in the last 10 minutes. I just feel like my throat's a bit blocked. So I'm sorry about the coughing. Don't be alarmed, guys. But yeah, that's pretty accurate. And this is meant to replicate the 2 remote stands that used to be at Terminal 1. They've sort of been closed off in recent years. They're doing like taxiway expansions and stuff in preparation for the ManTP project development around Terminal 1. So, but this is cool. It's based on the older Terminal 1 layout with the 2 remote stands there. So obviously you can't design everything perfectly, so this is good enough. I'm happy with the way everything's looking. It does look like Manchester. Obviously it doesn't look identical to Manchester, but you know, you can only use what space you've got, so it looks good for now. Never say never to a proper Manchester Airport board in the very long distant future when I've got more space and more money. But moving over to Terminal 2, we have a Monarch 757 with service to Skiathos. Pretty full lineup at Terminal 2, in fact it is full to the brim. Even on the new pier as well, we're full. of our morning departures. And we have next to that a Monarch Airlines A300, which will be departing down to Barrow. An Enter 737 with service to Corfu. A Monarch Airlines A321 with service to Zagreb. A TUI 737 with service to Zakynthos. Monarch Airlines A321 with service to Malaga. And a TUI 757 with service to, excuse me guys, with service to Palma. Then we have a TUI 767 with service to, I'll send this guy to Dubrovnik. I think I've sent this guy to Dubrovnik in previous updates, so we'll send it to Dubrovnik for this one. I'll try and think of a more creative route for that on the next one. So, and then moving on, we've got a TUI 737 with service to Pulla, a Monarch Airlines A320 with service to Lisbon, and the Virgin Atlantic A330-300, our first arrival in this update, and I think it might be the only one as well. But this guy just landed from New York John F. Kennedy. Then we have another Jet 737 on remote stands, and we'll be towed over to the terminal later on in the morning for a outbound departure to Lucca, so Malta. Then we have a TUI 787, has been in on overnight ops and landed from Rhodes at about 3 o'clock this morning, and will be departing to Mahon later on this morning. So next to this we have an Evolip Air A350-900. What can I say, guys? I don't even know why this is on the update either. We can think of something. Let's just say it came up to Manchester for a bit of service. I was going to use the PPE thing, but if everything's active, it's not very realistic to have a PPE flight, is it? So this guy came up for a bit of maintenance, and we'll be going into the hangar for a bit of a check, a check-up. You know, like Iberia used to have the A340s come up to Manchester for repaint. Same thing, just servicing for Evolip. So nice model, thought I'd include it. It will be in other airport updates. It's actually, I bought this for one of my other projects that I'm doing, so you will see this model a few more times in the future. It's a very nice model, I do recommend getting it. It's by JC Wings. I got it on eBay, so pretty nice model. I paid about £40 for it. Pretty nice. And moving on to our hangar area, we have a Jet2 A330-200 in the hangar. Now I've actually just finished this, and it was meant to. The only thing left to do with this model is to paint the winglet, and I'm actually going to have this out the hangar. I'm going to leave him on my remote stands. The only thing I've got left to do for this is to paint the winglets red, and then it's done. It's got a different registration to the NG Models one. If I can get focus on it. Hopefully you guys can see that it is basically just VYGM rather than VYGL. I'm not getting any focus. There it is. There it is. We got some focus. So it's just VYGM instead of VYGL, because this one's VYGL. And if anyone who's not into the British aviation industry is watching, I'm sorry. But basically these are leased from a company called Air Tanker, and they're just the two different civilian registrations. So that one ends in L, the other one ends in M. But I did a custom before NG released this, and it had the YM registration, or the GM registration I should say, sorry about that. And basically I took my custom one out of service for the winter and just sent it back to Air Tanker. And now that it's the summer schedule again, it's come back in, but I've decided to change the registration because it's just more realistic to have the two different registrations as opposed to one registration on two different models. So just a bit of OCD there, maybe you could say. I'm not too fussed about it with other models like the Jet 737s here. We've got the same reg and it doesn't bother me at all. So it's just because it's a custom, it made sense to. So moving on, we have a colourful lineup. More Jet 2 models, guys. I've ordered a fleet of Jet 2, like seriously. I've got no more Jet 2 models on order for the moment, but depending on what happens with NG models, if the 752 and the Holidays livery gets released, I'll definitely buy that. I am planning on getting a few more 737s in the future, and depending on what happens with the A330s as well. So if Jet2 decide to get A330s in the future, we'll see. But definitely future expansion for Jet2. Massive airline at Manchester. Slightly smaller at my airport than what they will be in real life, obviously, because I've got Monarch. And Monarch, obviously, for those of you who don't know, maybe there are people watching this who aren't familiar with the British industry. Monarch was an airline that ceased trading in 2017, so they don't actually fly anymore. But due to sentimental value to me, I decided to sort of resurrect them, you could say. So they still operate at my airport. They've got an imaginary air operator certificate in the 1 to 400 scale world. And I have 8 Monarch aircraft based at this airport at the moment. I don't plan to expand that. Just do fleet replacements, like when the A300 goes, I'll replace it with something else, etc. But I'm kind of going off on a rant, so we'll move on. We've got this 737 will be departing to Ibiza. EasyJet A321neo will be departing to Catania. And Monarch Airlines A320 will be departing to Ibiza as well. Then we have another Jet2 737 which will be departing to Mytilene. And then we have a TUI 737-800 with service to, guys, I'm struggling here. I'll send this guy to, let me think, Izmir, so Turkey. Sorry, it took a while to think of that. So that concludes this update. It has been based on a morning update, even though it's currently like 7 o'clock in the evening. I was going to record this video in the morning, but I just don't really get up that early very often. You know, the earliest I usually get up will be about like maybe 7, and I do want to record this exact time. So you never know, if I do end up getting up at like 5:30 in the morning, I will do another update like this at the exact time, which will be cool. But for now, this is good. Just a quick overview of the airport. Got some nice shots. Very full apron, so which is cool. Terminal 2 full, and then we've got a nice colourful line up here on the hangar area. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It's nearly hit 13 minutes, so I am gonna click off, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Don't forget, if you like the videos on the channel, feel free to drop a like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one, guys.